Welcome to a platform where we debate on the top stories of the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and other leagues with the best in the world of sports. You'll also get interviews with many athletes and media talents at several basketball events, including the WNBA and college basketball. My name is Rafiq Ulwazon, and this is Nothing But That Sports Talk. Oh yeah, we back with another episode of Nothing But That Sports Talk. I'm Rafiq Ulwazon alongside Joshua Thompson. Welcome back to the show.
Rafiq, what's going on, my brother? Thank you for having me here, man. Welcome, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and I know this is long overdue, but obviously I've seen you done a lot from the Aces event that took place at the Elmcore Gym in Queens, which is like literally 10 minutes away from City Field,
Mhm.
to training players such as Lucy Olsen and Stephanie Dolson, who was at the women's champions class last Saturday. And yeah, why don't you break down everything about the six for the recent months?
Yeah, so we had the Aces Hustle and Heart Classic, which took place in the Bronx. We had both the women and the boys, some of the top players and top teams, I guess you would say, from like this New York area come out and play, showcase their talent. We feature, Kanye Anthony played in the tournament. He ended up winning the MVP. We had, so many people come out, show some love. We had Emily Angster, who plays in the WNBA, who played for the Washington Mystics this past year. We had uh, Carmelo was in the spot. Lala was there as well. It was streamed on the NBA app. Presented by Google Pixel. So just a lot of like big pieces alongside of that tournament, man. So I had the opportunity to host that and really get a chance to see these guys like get after it and the girls as well. So it was just great, to just be in that environment. As always, man. Always great to be in that environment.
Yeah, and I should
Yeah.
know because yeah, and I agree with you, and I should know because I did it when it was at Brew College, and now I decided to switch settings. Is at Elm Court Gym, which is
hmm
close to City Field. I mean, the fact that you do that in big space, like, why don't you tell me the whole diameter of the space of the gym? I mean, because based on what I see on the NBA app, the games were good, but the gym is
Yeah, I mean the gym in itself, it's like it gives like that real like almost like the back in the day AAU basketball traveling type vibe, where you get in the gym and it's just like, yo, we here to play. You know what I'm saying? Almost had that type of environment. You know how you have your luxury gyms when you want to go work out, and then you have some of them gyms where you feel like you really get dirty, it's dark in there, got like that little musty feel to it. That's kind of like, the vibe, for that gym. Not saying the gym had a musty vibe to it, but just saying that it like kind of really has like that element of like basketball, just the New York City gyms where you got to get to it, you got to come out and play. Nobody care about, how the environment look outside of, people there just want to see, the best go at it, go head to head. So and with the Aces Hustle and Heart Classic, also, the day before we had the opportunity to have both the guys and the girls go to the NBPA. Allen Houston spoke, and Nick Legend spoke with them, and they had opportunity to meet with him and to kind of just like, be inspired, and to uh be led, by his speaking and by, just his leadership in general. That was our media day. We got the opportunity to have the kids, take their pictures, get their merch, and just really just like, just see everybody that they were going to be competing against, but also just kind of make it a family atmosphere for them, so that, it was really just an eventful thing that they got opportunity to get excited for, and they were excited for that. So it was great to just see all that come together and for it all take place at the M Core gym there in the Bronx, man. It was huge.
It's also exciting to see Kanye and Anthony start to build the foundation and the brand for games like that, along with the Apollo twins, who not too long before that announced they were going to Tennessee, and Kanye Anthony announced that he's going to go to Syracuse. He's sitting courtside with Carmelo Anthony at the Syracuse games.
hmm
He'll play at the Legends Classic against teams like Texas and he said Texas Tech.
hmm
So yeah, that's something that when you see that, that's how you know he's loyal to Syracuse. and loyalty they picked up from his father, who won a national championship for that particular program.
Hmm.
Now, and don't think you see enough of Kai Anthony played outside of Long Island Lutheran High School gym itself, because you're gonna get a chance to see him play in the upcoming Lehigh Holiday Invitational coming up at the UBS Arena this Friday, December 13th. Make sure you get your tickets if you haven't already. I hope you go. Are you gonna be there?
This Friday, I may not be there. I can't this Friday. I have to be elsewhere. I'll be supporting my brother Lance, who just dropped his show that should be streaming soon. It should be streaming now. Lance Fresh is who I'm speaking about. So I'll be going out to his premiere for his show, man, and show my support to him, who also has been a staple in for the game of basketball. It has been, a pioneer in itself, who has really, he's the guy who really started, like, where you get to see just kind of like that intro, um, to the game where you have players walking in, showing off their style and their fashion, just the element of the game that really brings in like the culture and really where people can connect, to the players on a level outside of just watching them on the court. You have the opportunity to be inspired as well by, their personality outside of the court. So shout out to Lance Fresh, on that's going to be something that's going to be really dope, and definitely I want to show love as well to the Pardo twins, who, like you said, who will be going to Tennessee. They have been, really exciting to watch. They've been exciting to follow, just their career from the high school level as they're going to be entering to the collegiate level. They have an amazing support system, with their father always, there backing them, and their parents in general always there to support them. I love their personality, their character. I'm gonna be really looking forward to seeing just their career in total just pan out, and for people to get opportunity to experience more of who they are, and their ability to play on the court, but as well as their who they are as individuals outside the court.
Exactly, and you always get a chance to see him outside the court when they were interviewed in that Made for the W content that's literally on the internet right now. You can check
Mhm.
it out on the Made for the W website. Like, I'll leave a link in the description. But the reality matter is, basketball is more than just something where you're putting up numbers. It's how you influence people around you.
Mhm.
All twins, Kai Anthony, Flajay Thompson, and all these young up and coming stars in high school and college basketball are influencing a lot of individuals like us.
Mhm.
And you say something, you go to a show, go to premiere of Lance Fresh,
Mhm.
that should be very exciting. Want to talk a little bit about like where it's going to be located at for those that might be interested in going?
So right now it's undisclosed. It's going to be like pretty much like invitation only. For him, I think he just want like a select, group of people that he knows is in the circle, is going to support, has been supporting him. But yeah, that's just pretty much the information as far as I know. But right now, he will be uh releasing that soon. So yeah, so that's pretty much that for Lance Fresh, and as much as I can give out, unless he wanted to open it up for everyone, that would be all I can really give at the moment.
Hey, fine. I mean, we'll get more to that off the air. But the reality matter is, you're showing out. I mean, if things go my way with the Luau invitation, though, I might not be able anyway. So, but
Okay.
I mean, you know what? You always got to be prepared to go to something. I mean,
It's New York.
there's a lot of basketball. It's New York, the Mecca of basketball. There's a lot going on. Everything went down in New York this year. And now that we're approaching the end of 2024, we got to like break down some of the most impactful stories that happened in New York basketball, for the New York Liberty win the championship to Carl Anthony Towns coming to New York in a trade. So sorry, Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. We had to let you go. And of course,
Hmm.
the Fanatic Fest, the first ever event taking place at the Javits Center.
Yeah.
So these three, do you think is important to New York culture in terms of what's it going to do going forward?
Yeah, it's really exciting, man, to see New York for what it is, like to see it being utilized, man, for just, it being just that center point just in the US, but around the world in general, right? For entertainment, for the best of the best, being available and all being in one space. So to see New York basketball in itself as well, making noise and it feels like it's back. You know, people are excited for the games for both the men and the women, which is something that's like, you know, you as a basketball fan is something that you live for, just more and more basketball, more and more exciting basketball, more and more, you know, basketball to kind of really like talk about and get to see. You know, it's really a great thing. And you really got, you know, tip your hat off to, you know, the Liberty who came out and won the championship. Uh, and they had the city on fire, man, from the parade to the games, and then to even further that, Breonna Stewart, you know, starting her the league, co-founding the league, the Unrivaled League, which will be taking place in January in Miami. Like it's just so much that you know a to be proud of as a New Yorker, you know, as someone living in New York City, as well as just to see how things are evolving, you know, and as you said with the New York Knicks, you know, like you said, you know, them making a trade to try to get themselves that opportunity to really make a deep run in the playoffs and then, you know, and to get back to like championship basketball. You know, these things are huge, man. They're huge. And we have the opportunity to watch the Knicks play in the cup, you know, which is taking place, you know, one of the final fours in the cup. So that's another thing that like really just speaks to the development of New York basketball and just how much we're taking advantage of what's out there for us. So I'm loving it, man.
Yeah, exactly. And we all got big things going on in New York, and you both have big things. I'm not gonna announce what big thing I got going on the next few months, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep that off the air and announce it in a much particular time. But what I
Mhm.
can tell you is we can only continue evolving ourselves up here in any particular New York sites.
Yes, sir. Right. You're right with that, man. Absolutely, man. And yeah, man. And I'll be looking forward to hearing about these things. So we'll have to talk about that for sure. We
Yeah,
should
we
have
will.
that.
We definitely will. But on to another story. Obviously, you and Rod Reigns trained Lucy Olsen, who played at her first game at the Barclays Center this past weekend at the Women's Champions Classic. I mean, walk into the atmosphere and being able to do videography and photography, and interview the players at that environment. You almost think you think you're at a Liberty game, a Liberty regular season game, but it's a women's college basketball game being played at the Barclays Center, and it's the first one they've done that in a while. And yeah, Lucy Olsen, she did her thing, scored in the 20s, but it wasn't enough to take down Tennessee, even
Mhm.
because Tennessee, they're going to be up and coming, especially when the Power Twins go to next year. But yeah, if you ever had a chance to glance at what Lucy Olsen did, I mean, as much as you trained her,
Yeah.
what can you tell me about the type of effort she puts into developing her basketball craft with you and Rod training her?
Yeah, man. Well, shout out to Rob Reigns, man. He's an amazing trainer, and um, he's been really rooted in women's basketball for years. Even before anyone else was really talking about it, he really highlighted them. He studied them, and like he really put in the work, the blood, sweat, and tears to make an effort to passionately develop, you know, the women's game and to care about it, you know. And I love that, and that's somewhere that we connected, you know, when it came down to like, you know, even training and stuff like that with the athletes, is just having an overall admiration for women's sports, for women's basketball and the growth, the development of it, you know. And Lucy Austin is one of those players that's going to push the needle forward. She's so exciting to just watch, man. She's just one of those people that makes you enjoy the game. Her smile, her enjoyment for the game, how much she loves to get her teammates involved, and she's unselfish, but still, you know, one of the top five scorers in the country. Just really able to score the basketball and be unselfish at the same time and play winning basketball. She is just a joy to watch. She's a joy to train. To get at that level, to almost make it look easy because she smiles and laughs so much as she plays. It takes a lot of work, and her dedication to details, to really getting in the gym and watching film and after each game and like all these little things that you hear people talk about doing, like she's doing that, and one thing that I think really kind of gives her that edge and that push and that confidence is the fact that she is still and she enjoys the game. She loves the game. She has fun with it, and she keeps that element present at all times. and to see, you speak about, the game that they had, during the women's championship classic here at the Barclays, you know, it's always uh, a joy to see the work that you have been putting in um, transcend to the court, and to see Lucy play the way that she has played, Iowa has had that was their first loss of the season. They had, they've been playing the game the right way. They've been fun to watch. If you look at um, from having Caitlin Clark last year, and you think there may be a huge dip in their play, or just a huge dip in overall, just like uh, viewership. It really hasn't. Their support has continued to grow. People are talking about, enjoying the game, enjoying watching them play as a team, as well as individual, and that comes from, leadership. That comes from who your front runner, and that's Lucy Olsen. She has been doing a great job of keeping teammates involved and stepping up to the challenge. Those are huge shoes to fill coming in after Caitlin Clark, and she's not shook by that, and she's not trying to do it Caitlin Clark's way. This is Lucy Olsen that you're getting, and I'm just glad that she's on the stage where people can really appreciate and really just have opportunity to see who she is, what she's about, and what she's capable of.
Exactly. From one game that I managed to witness her in real life when Villanova came to Columbia, to a year later when she transferred to Iowa, to witnessing her play at the Barclays Center, which is like literally the toughest places to win a basketball game at. I got to see the finished product that you and Rod really taught her when you individually trained her. I mean, you guys are pretty much like the Chris Berkeley Bryant of women's basketball. Yes, Chris
Yeah.
Berkeley trains women's basketball too, but you guys really up and coming trainers to develop somebody like that. I see the finished product and how she work on her jump shot, how she's able to get up and down the floor, her ability to move off the ball when somebody passes it to her, she can just pull up and shoot the mid range shot. Her ability to pass the ball down low to a player coming on the paint when going for a layup. Those are the type of little things that you need in order to develop yourself to be a very useful tool for any basketball team in college and the WNBA when she gets drafted there one season from now.
Yeah, man, everything you said is spot on. Her game translates at every level. I think she's like a coach's gem. Any coach would be grateful to have her on the team because she wants to defend, she wants to win, she wants to make the right plays and the winning plays, and she just has that skill set and that uniqueness about her in which she's going to create moments that are special, things that you won't forget because she's that type of player, and she's that type of player that you really can get behind and you could cheer them on as a player, as well as a fan, as well as a coach, and to be able to uh, be that type of a person on all three tiers, is just really speak volumes to who she is, and to what she can do with the game of basketball.
Exactly. Hopefully, we get more development from Iowa. Obviously they're a ranked team, but they're 17 ranked in the country for a reason because obviously the quality of teams defeated are not a good or well the way you win could have win better. But the fact of the matter is those teams are up and coming, and I got to see some great basketball in Brooklyn, New York.
Mhm. Awesome. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Now let's get to the conversation about the NBA Cup as the Milwaukee Bucks and the OKC Thunder move on to the semifinals to picking up their wins. I mean, what impressed you about the NBA Cup from its beginning up until this point?
I just love to see this early on in the season guys playing for something, and games really giving you that feel like they matter. I think the players are um naturally getting lost in the competition, which is great, getting lost in being competitive and trying to really like, accomplish like as much as they can to get the win. I'm seeing guys diving for loose balls. I've seen guys, making the hustle plays, tipping balls out, and also it's really kind of almost setting the tone and for some of these teams to the next phase into the season. All-Star break is coming up pretty soon. After that, everything is up from there. That's when the big dogs really come out to play. And to be able to have some momentum by utilizing the experience of the NBA Cup, it's huge for these teams. Even when you got some younger guys to kind of get that playoff feel before the playoffs kick in, to kind of get those opportunities to see plays that matter down in the stretch, winning opportunities that matter down in the stretch. It could be a huge learning curve for the development of teams and for these players. So um, I'm enjoying the fact that, like I said, that these guys that they have the cup going on, that they're playing, they have the incentive to play, for some money as well, which, always add another factor to it too. Um, and it's been good to also see the teams that have kind of showcased themselves that maybe we weren't looking for as much. Like I didn't expect to see the Orlando Magic doing this well, this deep into the cup, and here they are going neck to neck with the Milwaukee Bucks, down the stretch, last night, and it was great to see the young guys there compete, to see their skill set, and to see the talent that is still developing within this league.
Yeah, it's all about talent development, giving players the opportunity to play for something even at the early portion of the season, because that's going to help them prepare for like the games that matter the most when you get down late in the season. I mean, the early game season matters a lot, but when you really give yourself a chance to be a champion at something.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you mentioned the All Star break earlier. I mean, they obviously you're aware that the All Star format has changed to like a street ball style format where you have like a little tournament going on instead of the actual All Star game. You're gonna have like a 2 round tournament featuring the top 4 teams. Well, you have 3 different teams, and also you got the team coming out of the Rising Stars Challenge. I mean, if you knew about the All Star format, can you give your input on it?
I'm still diving into that. I'm still trying to figure out, because like you said, it's going to be really interesting to see how that's going to play out. Um, I like the fact that they're creating, like I said, these opportunities for these guys to compete outside of just the normal, All-Star game, because we all see how it has
All-Star
become.
games have regressed. I
Yeah,
mean,
it really
so
regressed.
last
Yeah,
year was Sabrina Ionescu versus Stephen Curry, who had 3 point shootout. That's the only thing that stood out for me last year.
right, right, and I think the last time that we really saw the kick that pulled me to the edge of my seat was the first time they introduced uh the rule change where at a certain mark of the game you had the point differential was how you decide on what would be the final score to play till, and it kind of had like that pickup style that kicked in and guys started to compete. This was maybe what they started about 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and that was like one of the if maybe it's not a little bit longer than that, but that was one of the first times in a while that I had, or the last times that I had saw like the NBA All-Star game give that real like, oh, we got the stars out and they're competing and we're about to see who really are the alphas of the league, who really are the superstars of the league.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's all about giving opportunities to win.
Hmm.
That's pretty much it. And yeah, obviously, I remember like this past early this year, you had an opportunity to play at the Hoops for Harris event going down at at a certain park located in Lower
Hmm.
Manhattan. Why don't you talk about that experience?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my guy Paul from Swish House. He asked me if I'll come out and play in a 3-on-3 with him and my guy Kenneth as well.
You showcase
Kennedy.
skills, all right. You're pretty talented.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey man, and the funny thing is, we actually had never hooped together. Yeah, yeah, we had never actually hooped together. But we got like our guy Kennedy as well, and a few other guys like to come out and play, and it was just a good opportunity for us, to play the game, to kind of get that feel of like just competing on that street ball style and level of play in New York City. And also, for um, for a cause. Hoops for Harris was in support of Harris, during her presidency and or her run for presidency. And it was just good, like I said, man, just to be there and to have the time with those guys and to play and to compete. I think more than anything, it was the camaraderie and it was the opportunity, man, to just share the time on court. Of course, you get your exciting plays and you get into it, but I think at the end of the day, we're glad to be out there to show our stuff a bit, but also to like really just play the game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you guys are playing for an I mean, you guys are playing anytime you got an opportunity to play in the New York street ball scenery, you have
Hmm.
to go after it because this is the mecca of basketball. Like I said,
Hmm.
you showcase your style against other basketball players, even or teaming with other basketball players that you never even played against before.
Right.
You'd be surprised as much as you develop your basketball skills. You'd be surprised at who you're going up against, Josh.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. There's so many guys on that on just the basketball scene, but even like I'm gonna say street ball scene of basketball, who really, man, can play with some of the best of them, who really are so talented. Um, Whatever path their life has taken them down, or towards, whether they're still playing the game somewhere overseas or whether they're working now, whatever that could be like. But just the talent is always there, and there's no one cares about who's who. When they step on that court, you have the opportunity to make a name for yourself, and then that's when you really kind of like develop that credibility and get opportunity to test who you are as well as an athlete and a basketball player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to wrap up the conversation, what advice you have for people that are looking to like have the same opportunities that you guys have right now?
I would say, man, say yes a lot more to opportunities, to things that come your way, to things that you're uncertain about, to things that you're uncomfortable with. I think, for myself, I wouldn't be able to be here if I didn't say yes to things that even for myself I wasn't 100% sure about or confident about. But you got to give yourself an opportunity to see what you like. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to try something and like, not be the best at it because everyone starts somewhere. So if there's something that you are looking to do and be a part of, begin to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, people who are in that field. And you don't have to solely attach yourself to them, but begin to learn, like educate, get an ear, for just listen, get an ear for what that whatever it is that you're trying to do, what it requires, and how other people have gotten there. Um, and yeah, then man, like you said, and then enjoy it. At the end of the day, enjoy it. Take the time to just enjoy it, man. Be a good person and enjoy it because it goes a long way. Just having manners, man. Just hello, how you doing? Like really caring for other people and being unselfish and being in a mindset of service, man, really gets you a long way. There's a lot of people who want to be served, but like, you know, it takes a special person, especially in these days, to go out and say the work that I do is of service, whether it's to you, whether it's to the next generation, whether it's to, in hope of, to really go out there and service the people, I think is another um, just I say word of advice I would say for getting to where I am at now and where I plan to be.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because of that mindset I managed to plug Shantae into covering the Women's Champions Classic with me that day. And yeah, she's talking about you and her are competing a little bit of sports a bit. And yeah, she has a sight set on competing with you and taking you out in any sport you play, whether it's tennis or basketball.
Hey man, nothing but love for her. Tell her to keep coming. Tell her I ain't running, and I plan on my continued success against her.
Yeah, and whenever I get plugged into one of your events and you dribble the ball, like we should do like a little tag team of basketball. Me and her going up against you and Brian, Smoking Aces, like a little 2-on-2 personal challenge.
But
We
we
should
could
do
do
that.
that. We could do that. Hey man, look.
Yeah,
You,
and Nike headquarters. We should definitely do something like that because somewhere down the line. Maybe not now, but when the weather gets warm, or if you want to do right now, Nike headquarters, because that would make for a great basketball challenge. Just
that
saying.
would that would. I feel like y'all ready to compete and y'all not backing down, man. So like I said, like I'm gonna lace my shoes up, like you gonna lace your shoes up, and we can get to
Yeah, we can get to it. And we'll get to
it.
nothing but that sports. So thank you for stopping by, Joshua Thompson. I appreciate you giving basketball wisdom and support for what we do in the basketball community as a whole.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me here. It's always a blessing, man.
That's an announcement that I'm not going to make until later on, later on in life. But I promise you, it's going to be something big, and it does involve college. That's all I'm going to say.
My God, man. I'm be looking forward to it, man. I'm so proud of you, man. Great work, man. I'm enjoying watching you and every single step you're taking, brother.
Yes. For Joshua Thompson, Rafiq Luzon. We'll see you next time, and stay bold and brilliant. Sounds
Yes,
good.
sir. All right, my brother.